Yeah. Hi, team. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, guys. So today, this is my first lecture of the Power Automate text tool. Okay.
मीटिंग मैंने कौन सी
Okay. So today, what we will cover these things. We will install the Power Automate text tool first. Okay. I will minimize this. We will install the Power Automate text tool first. We will create the first robot here in that Power Automate, and we will talk about the variables and the order and conditional statements. Okay. So guys, if you I will talk about this installation, you need to go there in the browser and go to the make.powerautomate.com. Okay. Here you will click on the My Flows, and from here you can install the Power Automate for desktop. Okay. And guys, if you are having some issues to install it, you can tell me. Okay. You need to have one this account. It might be a personal or a work account, and then you can log in onto the Power Automate first onto the cloud. From here, when you will click on the My Flows, and if you will click on the install button, then from here you can install your Power Automate. Okay, guys, can you do right now? These are the system requirements to install the Power Automate desktop. You can check this. Okay, and these are the steps. Guys, if you are getting any issues to install this Power Automate, you can tell. Is someone doing right now?
I'm doing it.
Okay. Once you will click on the install button, then once it is installed, double click on that, and then automatically the Power Automate application will install there. Okay. Once you got this application, search for Power Automate, and here you can see the home page of the Power Automate like this. Okay, guys. Okay. So for the timing, what I'm telling that these are the some basic terminologies that we should know before to start the Power Automate. Okay. Side by side, you can install the Power Automate desktop, but you can see this screen also. Okay. So basically, what is RPA here? So RPA is it means it's just a technology that we are using to remove some repetitive tasks. Okay. And human
रात्री
intervention
पावणे
also
10
from
वाजता
the
बिग बॉस मीटिंग आहे सर्व सदस्यांना सांगू इच्छितात गेल्या वेळी नॉमिनेशन हे
guys, can you
निकषाच्या
mute
आधारावर
yourself?
नसते तर
ऍक्च्युली हे ना पॉवर अजून एक जी फ्रँचायझी आहे ना त्याचं डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन आहे मी
Pratyaksh, you can mute them, whoever you feel that
Yeah. Okay.
is not relevant, right? So no
Okay.
problem.
Okay, guys. So these are the basic terminologies in the Power Automate desktop that we should know before to start the Power Automate. Okay. So RPA is just a it's we have in the RPA we have multiple tools like UiPath, Blueprints, okay, Python RPA. So we have multiple tools so that we can remove this repetition task or like human intervention on the task. So the basic terminology is RPA only. It stands for Robot Process Automation. Okay. Now later we this is PAD. PAD stands for Power Automate Desktop. It's a Microsoft tool. Okay. It's a RPA tool that has some capability to do the RPA task. Okay. Whatever you can do from another tools, we can do from PAD also. Power Automate Desktop. Okay. And Power Automate, we have two things here. One is Power Automate Desktop and second is Power Automate Cloud. So Power Automate Cloud, basically it's a service from where we can automate our Power Automate Desktop flows. Okay. So we can also build the workflows there. Whatever we are creating the desktop that we are creating into the desktop, that are the flows. And whatever we are creating from onto the cloud, that are the workflows actually. Okay. These are the two different terminology also. Flows and bots we are creating onto the pad and workflows we are creating onto the Power Automate cloud. Okay. Have you installed the Power Automate desktop?
Yes.
If someone is trying, is someone is facing any issues, you can tell. Okay. So I'm repeating again, these are the 4 steps to install this Power Automate desktop. You can check. And if you have some issues, you can tell. These are the two basic terminologies also, web automation and desktop automation. Okay. So web automation are those type of automations that we are doing onto the website, onto the Chrome, that whatever we have the applications there to do that, like extracting the data, scraping the content, okay, navigating to the web pages, clicking the button from by clicking the buttons to the elements. These type of things we are doing onto the web app automation. And desktop automation we are doing onto the desktop applications like SAP, Contoso invoicing app, and many more. Okay. Okay, guys. Once you install the Power Automate, you can see this home page like this. And here, if you will click on the My Flows, here you can here you can see your flows, whatever you created. Okay, guys. You can see here modify days and time and the status also. Here, this is environment. This is your environment. This should be it would be the same environment that has the environment into the Power Automate Cloud. Okay. Once you log in onto the Power Automate Cloud, it's a default environment that we are using right now. Okay. But if you want to create any environment, we can create it also. We will look this environment later. How we can create and what is this. Okay. Here onto the settings, you can see your updates. If some updates is coming, right now I am using the latest version. So you can see your updates here also. Okay. And this is again a Copilot. Here you can ask your questions. It will give you the steps, and that steps you can follow while you are trying to run any bot or create any bot. Okay. These are the my flows that I created. If someone created and sharing it to me, that flows you can see here. Okay. Right now I don't have any shared flow, but if two users are working onto the same environment, the two users can share their bots between them. Okay. These are some examples you can say or a template that is created, but every time we will try to create a bots from the scratch. Okay. If you will click on the new flow, here you can write your flow name and then click on the create. It will create your it will open the dashboard of the workflows where you can create the bots. Okay. So right now I'm writing the name of that flow, that is okay. Okay. So here you can create your bots into the Power Automate desktop, right? So this dashboard I can divide it into the 1, 2, 3, and 4 part. Okay. These are the 4 part. Like from here, you can see all your actions, whatever you can use, drag and drop here and use it. Okay. These are the section. At every section, you have multiple actions. Right. See, these are the multiple actions, and these actions are divided into the some sections actually. If you want to create any variables, then you need to go into the variable section. Here you can see all the actions that can create your variables. Okay. This is one action from this action you can create your variable. I'm dragging and dropping here into the console, and here you can write value hello world and save it. And from here you can run your bot. If I'm running this, see, this is your output. Here you can see your flow variable output. Okay. So we have multiple sections here. If you want to do any conditional use any conditional statements, then this is one section. If you want to extract any loops actions, you can use these actions. Okay. Okay.
Pratyaksh, I do have a question for you.
Yeah, tell me.
So, from your PPT, I just getting to know that how that machine is capable enough to do web application scrapping as well as the web application scrapping as well.
In web automation, what your voice is breaking actually.
Oh, give me 1 minute.
Can you come again, please?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So from this slide, what I getting to know that from our platform, so our Automate Desktop, there is the two types of scrapping is available. One is for web-based application, which is browser-based application. Second one is
Hmm.
form-based application or maybe Windows-based applications such as SAP or Windows Form. So that being
Hmm.
said, when we create a new project on our Automate Desktop, is there any way through which we need to indicate our choice for that automation that we have created, that this automation needs to be developed to scrap web application versus desktop application?
No, these are the two different types of automation actually, and the uses of these two automations are different also. Okay.
I got that. So from Power Automate Desktop, offline version that we had downloaded on our laptop, I think through which are we able to do web automation as well as desktop automation as well, or just the desktop automation, not the web
I'm
automation? So
I'm not able to hear you clearly, Harsh. Can you
okay, no,
write your
yeah, I'm
question?
gonna write it down in the chat. Thank you.
Ah, thank you, Harsh.
Hello, Suresh here. I have one question.
Tell me.
Yeah, actually, this web automation means this is a cloud-based application, right?
No, no, no. Web automation, we can do the cloud base also, but the thing is, let us suppose you have some applications like, mm, okay, let us suppose you have this Acme application.
Yeah,
Okay.
Acme UiPath test, something like that. Yeah, I know.
Hmm?
Hmm.
So let us suppose this is your application, and
Hmm.
you want to pass your email and password and clicking on the login button. Okay.
Right, right. Hmm.
These type of automation we can do through web automation.
Okay, I have done the same test like Acme Systems one using through Power Automate Desktop. I'm new to Power Automate Desktop, but I'm trying from my end. Only using. I'm already working, so I'm into completely UiPath, but I don't know this Power Automate. But I have done these things like this giving credentials and data table. We have data
Yeah,
table.
so you did through UiPath that
I did through UiPath and
so
I
this
did through.
so that type of automation is a web automation actually. Browser
No,
automation we can say.
I done through this desktop.
Ah, through Power Automate
Power Automate
Desktop we
Desktop.
will do.
Okay.
Power Automate Desktop only we will do, but these are
Okay.
the two different types of automation actually.
Okay.
Cloud
Like
cloud
when
workflows are different.
right.
Let us
Which
suppose
is
you have OneDrive and
mm,
you want to connect with your OneDrive and
okay.
want to extract the data from there.
Okay.
That type of flows you can create on both, onto the desktop also
Okay.
and cloud.
Is it available to connect with desktop while we are doing with OneDrive or something like that?
Yeah, you can connect OneDrive with the desktop also.
Should we get the premium or it is in a community version?
Yeah, it's a premium license you required.
Okay.
See,
Okay. Right.
you
Right.
can see here.
Okay. Right.
These are the premium
Okay.
actions. But
Uh.
it's better to use cloud.
Okay. One more thing. if a client come and ask something related to the something project, we'll get the manual approach from them, a manual process them. The client doesn't know, right? Whether to use the cloud automation or a cloud desktop. The actual concern is, so which is more reliable to use? Like, is the cloud or desktop?
It depends. Like
Um,
mostly the client is not using the desktop application, Power Automate
okay.
desktop. So
Uh-huh.
then we need to use cloud.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 1 minute, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I have already discussed this thing, but we will discuss this thing later. Harsh wants to ask something. He writes something. Harsh,
Go ahead. Go
this
ahead.
is
No
your
worries. Go ahead.
this is
Go
your
ahead.
question.
No, that is not my question, but go ahead. I'm gonna write it down later on.
Okay.
I'm right now answering.
And and I just want to, if we opening, if we creating one flow, we are creating flow and we are creating subflow, right?
Hmm.
So how do we run subflow here? Can you explain or can you
One
elaborate
by
in
one, I will
our
discuss all the
later on
things.
classes, if
Yeah,
possible?
one by one, I will discuss later
Okay,
all the
sure,
things.
sure, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So here you can set your variables like this, and you can see your output here. Hmm. So if you want to save your flow from here, you can save it like this. Okay. And if you want to run from here, you can run it. But this action you can use when you are testing your bot. Let us suppose you have two set variable here. Okay, these are the two variables, and I am using breaking point here. This is a way to use the breakpoint on to the action. And this thing only I want to run. This action only I want to run. How I can do. So what I will do, I will use breakpoint here and I will run from this action, this point. See, now you can see this flow has been stopped on to the second action. Okay. And now again, I want to run this action also. So one by one, I will click run next action. It will run a single action only. Okay. And one by one, if you will click every time, it will run every time a one action only. See.
Dancing drawing label.
These are the three action. And now I'm trying to run. See. Now if I will click on run next action, it is stopped onto the another action. Again, I will click on the run next action. Now it is completed. These are the three flow variables you can see. Okay. Okay. So this is the way to create the flow variables or set the variables. But if you want to pass your input variables, you need to pass here. So there are three types of variables here into the Power Automate. One is input, second is output, and third is flow variables. Okay. If you want to create an input variable, you need to create here. Here you need to pass variable name. That is this is the name of that variable age. Here I'm passing the type of that variable. This is the data type. And default value I am passing here 28 like this. Okay. And here external name I am passing here also age. These variable name and external name are the two different things. that we will see later. But right now, here, right now, we will use same as it is a variable name and external name would be same. Okay. Here you can pass the description, but I'm not passing any description right now, but you can pass also. See, now this input variable has been created here. Okay. Again, if you want to create another input variable, and that is your password variable. Okay. And it is text. That is your and password is like this. This is your password. Okay. Then you can enable this sensitive market sensitive. You can enable this. Now you can see this is your sensitive value that you can't see here. Okay. Because it is a sensitive information and I am marking as a sensitive value. But it has that value. Okay. But it will not visible here. Okay. You can use it here. How you can use your input variable here like this. We'll click on here. You can see your input and output variable for variable you can see. And if I will click on password that I want to save it into this variable.
Sorry for interruption, Pratyaksh. You can just mute Hemant, right? So you are the host, so you have to mute everyone. So wherever you see the disturbance. And guys, please unmute yourself only when you have to ask something.
Okay. If you want to pass this variable in value to this variable, this is the way. See. Okay. I'm running this. From here also you can run. If let us suppose you want to run this bot from this second action. Right click here and see. Click on run from here. It will run from second action. It will not run from first. And you can see your output here. Okay. And if your set variable, this is not a, here it is not a sensitive value here, password one. So you can see this. Okay. But if you want to do this as a sensitive, then you need to click here. Okay. During development time. So that when you are showcasing your flow to someone else, that person can't see this password into this flow. Okay. Okay, guys, this is the way to pass the variable into the Power Automate. Any question here? If you want to search anything, you can search here. Like I want to search password one, then you can see here. You can see this. This is the fourth line, and if you want to go there, you would need to click onto this. It is automatically showcasing that fourth section right now. Okay. But here you can see two actions. If we have multiple actions here, and then when we will do drag and drop, you will drag down and then you can see that action. Then you need to click on to the I button and then you can go to that action like this. You can go here. But right now it's four action only. Then you can see here only. Guys, any question?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Do we have any SN activity, or we should set everything in the set variable to SN something like that?
Yeah. So asset variables, you are saying that that
No,
is the
no, no.
environment variable.
SN. To SN something, do we have any action or activity, or should we use a set variable?
SM
Assign variable.
SN.
Assign variable.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the way to set the variable only.
Like sometimes it may see as in a hard coding, right?
Yeah, so if you want to, if you don't want to do any hard coding, then you need to create a JSON here,
Okay.
config
Okay.
JSON here. Then that JSON you can use it.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. And also, if you don't want to hard code these values, then you can create environment variables onto the cloud. That is a different part. We will come later.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So this is the, here you can see we have multiple data types. See, we can pass text, number, boolean, custom object, list, data tables, right? So we have multiple data types here. We can create any type of input variable. Okay. Let us suppose you want to create a list, then you need to use this action, create new list. Okay. Save it. This is your variable list. Okay. If you want to insert any value into the list, then what you can do, insert we can see in variables, add item to list. Okay. In this section, here you need to pass the list name on which you want to add. From here, you can see this is your list and what item you want to add. Let us suppose this is 11 number you want to add here. Then you can see. Okay. And another, again, you want to add another number, 12. Like this, you can add your list. Okay. I'm running from here. See, two number has been added into the list. This is the zero index. This is one first index. Okay. But if you want to add all the items in one go, then you can use set variable. Here, you can pass these values like this. Automatically, it will take as a list. Right now, it is a right now this is a string actually. Okay, but if you will pass this thing into this percentile, it will take as a list. See, okay. Okay, guys. Or
Just
if
one
you
one
want to,
small question. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
Hmm.
So directly, if we want to create a variable which is not of string type, so during creation itself, how do we like create a number variable or a boolean variable?
Then you can use a convert action, convert text to number, okay, or convert number to text. These are the two actions that you can use it.
So this is after creation of a variable, right? I mean,
Yes,
you have to create some text variable, and in that, if you give a number value, you can use to dot number
yes.
or something. So you cannot directly create a number variable directly, is that?
Number variable, yeah, we can create number variable also. This is a way set in the set variable here. If you want to pass one here into the percentile, see this is your numeric value.
Okay, so I mean, based on the value itself, you can like give the data type. You cannot create different types of data type during the creation itself. That option is not there yet. Like,
You don't need to pass the data type. During
yeah,
runtime, it will take automatically.
okay. So usually, like it so happens that whenever you are giving in real time, you don't directly give a value. Like you will get it from some data. I mean, from Excel or something, and you don't know which data type you have to go with. So you cannot create a variable based on the value you are going to give.
Yeah. So at that time, if you are extracting the data from the Excel, then you
Mm-hmm.
can see you are saving into the data table. And then into the loop, you can see that is text or a number. And if
Yeah.
you want to convert it into the another thing, then you can use convert text to number or number to text.
Okay.
Okay. Else, if you directly pass any value, then this is a way only. New input variable.
Okay.
Here you can define your data.
Okay.
The
Got this.
variable is nothing, not used as an input or not as an output. So in that case, there is a area where we just create in the similar way of selecting the data type and then create the variable.
Like we can't select the data type.
Okay.
This is a way to pass the value. If we are passing this one value into the percentile, it will automatically take as a input, int variable or a number variable. Okay. If you are passing this value as a hello here, it will automatically taking as a string. Okay. But when you are extracting the data from the Excel, then we can take that value and then we can assume that what is this. And if we want to convert it into the another data type, then we can do that. Okay. Like Python, we can in the Python also we are not uh, writing the data type. Directly we are passing like this and it will taking data type automatically. Hmm?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So this is the two things. Here we can set the variables like this, and this is the list. And
Right.
see, this is your data table. Okay. This is the way to pass the data table. Okay. We have another way, but this this is also one way that we can do. There are two rows, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Two rows. Okay. Data table. And if you want to create a data table with the action, then you can do through this, create a new data table. Here, you can pass your numbers, 1, 2, and here you can add your columns. Here you can add your rows. Okay. If you want to rename this column, you can do. Okay. Three rows, three columns. Okay, guys. So I will, in the next lecture, I will complete all the variables here. But once I want to showcase the conditional statements here. How we can use these. Okay. So let us suppose I want to use any if condition here. Directly I can use it. And here I can pass my conditions into the percentile. This is the one way, and we have the multiple way to pass. If I want to pass a single statement, two if condition into the single statement, I can do like this. This is a Boolean expression. True. Okay. So here you can see I am passing this thing. If 1 is lesser than 2 and 3 is lesser than 4, then it will throw the true action. Then we will go into this if condition. Okay. Then you can set the variable. Correct. Else. We can say that true and false.
Neutralization probiotic butter spread to support curry immunity and is so very tasty.
Guys, can you mute yourself, please? Yeah, thank you. Okay. From here, I'm running this. See, condition you can see this is your Boolean value. True. Now you can see this is not a string. This is a Boolean value because I am using this true value into the percentile. Okay. If you want to make it as a string, then you need to pass into the single quotes. Or okay. Like this you can pass. Then now you can see here, this is your string text value. Okay. So this is the if else conditions here. And again, if you want to use else if, then you can pass into between this condition. If I want to make these two things in two different else if, then I can do like this also. First operand is 1 and second operand is 2. And here I'm using lesser than. We have multiple operators here. See. And then I can use else if here for 3 and 4. Like this. Okay. Okay. See, guys, these two conditions are matching, but it will give you this condition only, this output only. Why? Because once this if is passing, it will not check the else if condition. Okay. But if it is not correct condition, then it will go to the else if. I'm using breaking point here to showcase. Right? Okay, guys. We can use switch also. We will try this later. And here, again, we can use the for each loop. Let us suppose I want to run this for each into the data table. Here I am selecting the data table. One by one, that data table output will come into the current item. And that current item I want to set. I'm using breaking point here. Okay. See, when I'm running from here, it is not giving me any output. Why? Because this data table should also run. Okay, first I need to create that data table, then only I can run the loop. So from here, I need to start. Okay, you can see every time in the current item, it is running 3 times. I'm using breaking point here and running from this page. See, this is first time. Click on the next action. Second time, then third time. Okay. Okay, this is a way to run the loop. Into the data table, we can run list. We can use also. Okay. Okay, guys. So these were the topic actually. So
Sorry to interrupt you, Pratyaksh. So
hmm,
basically, today we have a hard stop at 7 p.m., right? We need to start another session at 7. So, guys,
okay,
you can ask about firstly about the doubts of the current session or about the trainings the complete training session. You can ask your queries, right? I'll brief in very short, right? Basically, this is a 2 months training curriculum and this was the first session. So there will be a second session next week, which will be open for everyone, right? But we will be increasing our prices after today. So pricings are dependent on the number of uh, installments that you pay in and how early you pay in. It will be around, it starts at around 9K, around 8.5K. It starts at around 3 to 4K higher for US, Canada, UK candidates, right? And so that with respect to timings, we will figure that out after we have the proper batch started. Basically, timing we will fix on next Sunday, right? So till Saturday, next Saturday, we will have the batches, the class open for everyone. Sunday will have it only for the paid candidates. So we will figure out the timing, and if you feel that the timing doesn't suit you, you can tell us on Monday. We will refund your money, right? So timing is basically not a constraint because we understand that everyone cannot align at a particular time, right? But we also don't know that at what time people will be comfortable. People at times a batch can be comfortable in the morning, at times a batch can be comfortable in the evening, right? So, but majorly as per our experience, we will have it in the evenings of weekends. So that is the time where we have seen that most of the people are comfortable, right? So, firstly, you can ask your queries with respect to just 2 minutes with respect to the training if you have. After that, you can connect with Pratyaksh for 2, 3 minutes. Guys, any queries with respect to training if anyone wants to ask? right? Although you can ask us in the groups also and personally also, right? So I'll drop in the group chat link over here. So you can reach us out over there and my personal number, right? So if anyone has some queries to Pratyaksh, so they can ask, no problem. Yeah, Pratyaksh, you can continue. I think we have 2-3 minutes. So if you want to answer to some queries, we can.
Yeah.
Else in the next session we'll continue from here and we can answer the queries.
Yeah. Usually we can use that existing variables into the another new variables.
So need not be every time we use a new variable created.
No.
Okay. But Pratyaksh, like, will that be the case that initially if I have kept the text value in it, so it has become a string variable, and then you are entering a number variable, the data type will not be changed, right?
Yeah, it will change.
I
In the
mean,
same
the
variable,
variable
if you are changing the text to number, then data type will also change.
No. If we are not using the text to number, so initially if we have created a string variable, that means it will be a string variable for whole of the code.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are not changing any data,
Yeah. Okay.
because
So
on the basis of the data, it's you can change the data as a string also, but if you are changing with number, then it will change as a number also.
no, my question is when you have created, if it's a text variable, okay. Later I have read from some Excel and I have kept a number variable in that. So the data type of that variable will be a string. So whenever if we want to use something, we have to use this dot functions, dot to number or something.
The way to pass the number is two different things. Okay. If you are passing that number into a single quotes, it will take as a string.
Okay.
But if you are not passing with the single quotes, it will take as a number into the
Number
percent
only.
sign.
Okay.
Pratyaksh, you can stop the recording and we can take up the last question. You can stop the recording.